Recently, Huawei's issuance of 1 billion yuan bonds has attracted significant attention. At the same time, several Huawei phone models have experienced a market downturn. On July 18th, Huawei Investment and Holding Company announced the completion of the issuance of a 10-year bond, 24 Huawei MTN001, with a coupon rate of 2.48%. The total issuance amounted to 1 billion yuan with a term of 10 years. It is reported that the compliant subscription amount reached 5 billion yuan, over 5 times the initial offering. Previously, Huawei issued 3 ultra-short-term financing bonds on February 29th, March 25th, and April 25th, totaling 9 billion yuan. Huawei stated that the funds from this medium-term note issuance will be used to supplement the operating capital of the company and its subsidiaries. It is also to support various business developments and the implementation of key strategies. In response, some commentators said this suggests a company has cash flow issues. These bonds carry risk and are not a windfall. However, we need to analyze why there is a cash flow shortage. Other comments included, everyone is short on cash, get ready for a default, what will happen in 10 years, and Huawei is trash. Data shows that since 2022, Huawei's direct financing channels have gradually shifted from overseas to domestic, with domestic direct debt now exceeding foreign debt. As of the signing date of the prospectus, Huawei has 12 medium-term notes in the domestic market, totaling 37 billion yuan, while Huawei and its subsidiaries have only 3 outstanding overseas dollar bonds, with a total of USD 3.5 billion US dollars. Reviewing Huawei's bond issuance records reveal that since 2019, Huawei has repeatedly issued bonds, including both super short-term and medium long-term notes. Previously, on July 19, 2022, Huawei disclosed its 4th medium-term note subscription prospectus, planning to raise 4 billion yuan to supplement the operating capital of the company and its subsidiaries. On March 1, 2021, Huawei also planned to issue its 2nd medium-term note on 4 billion yuan with a 3-year term, scheduled for issuance on March 3/4 the same year. Industry insiders note that after Huawei was sanctioned by the US in 2019, it faced certain financial pressures and had to resort to domestic bond issuance due to blocked overseas financing channels. Data shows that from 2021 to 2023, Huawei achieved consolidated revenues of 630 billion, 637 billion, and 698 billion yuan, respectively. Consolidated cash flows from operating activities were 707 billion, 752 billion, and 765 billion yuan, with R&D expenditures of 143 billion, 161 billion, and 165 billion yuan. On March 29, Huawei's 2023 annual report indicated that since the establishment of the Huawei Intelligent Automotive Solutions BU in 2019, cumulative R&D investment exceeded 30 billion yuan, with the R&D team growing to 7,000 people. In 2023, the sales revenue of Huawei's Intelligent Automotive Solutions business was 4.7 billion yuan. However, the smart car business has consistently been a loss-making segment for Huawei. On March 16th, at the China Electric Vehicle 100 Forum 2024, Huawei's Executive Director, CEO of Consumer BG, and Chairman of the Intelligent Automotive Solutions BU, Yu Chendong, stated that in recent years, Huawei's car BU has been losing 10 billion yuan annually. This loss was later reduced to 8 billion, and last year it lost 6 billion yuan. At the end of 2022, Yu also lamented that smart cars were a money-losing project within Huawei, burning through 21.7 billion yuan in 3 years. Huawei's 2023 half-year financial report showed that the car BU's revenue was 1 billion yuan, marking it as a loss-making segment. Some pointed out that the 2023 revenue of Huawei's Intelligent Automotive Solution business at 4.7 billion yuan accounted for less than 1% of Huawei's total revenue, a very low proportion. Currently, Huawei's annual gross profit cannot cover its operating costs. Not only that, the Huawei phone market has recently experienced a significant downturn.
Prices of Huawei's high-end phones are also dropping significantly. The P70 series has dropped nearly 1,000 yuan, and the Mate 60 Pro series is several hundred yuan cheaper than on the official website. Huawei phones have dropped in price. The flagship new products in the Kirin series have dropped by up to 1,000 yuan.
I
told you not to buy the Huawei Pura 70 series, but you wouldn't listen and even got mad at me. Now look, the entire Pura 70 series has significantly dropped in price on the official website. The standard version used to start at 5,499 yuan. Now it starts at 4,999 yuan. The Pro and Pro Plus models have dropped by 800 yuan, and the Ultra model has dropped by 1,000 yuan. Can you believe it? This is an official price drop on their website, not from any third-party retailers. If you don't believe me, check the official website yourself. Many people are asking if the Huawei Pura 70 series offers good value for money. Does it? Don't expect value for money when buying Huawei phones, because a brand's premium is quite high. Do you think it's reasonable after the price drop? Sorry, but some distribution channel prices are even cheaper. And now it's uncontrollable, so the official website had to drop prices directly. Take the Pura 70 Ultra 512 for example. The official price on the website is now 8,999 yuan, while the purchase price is 8,250 yuan.
One observer noted that all Huawei phone models are being discounted, with the official website showing price reductions. But the channel prices are even lower. The channel prices had already collapsed previously. Furthermore, Freedom Technology Xiaoyuan, a second-hand phone dealer and blogger, stated on July 14th that Huawei's market has recently crashed. The Huawei Mate 60 Pro has been a sharp decline. He mentioned that he has received many Huawei Mate 60 Pro units recently. The market price for this model has dropped by 1,000 to 2,000 yuan in just over a month. This model was highly sought after at the end of last year, with people even paying a premium. Now it seems like nobody wants it. He noted that the current buyback price for a Huawei Mate 60 Pro is around 4,000 to 5,000 yuan, down from around 6,000 yuan previously, nearly a 2,000 yuan drop. Additionally, the prices of all other Huawei brands have been declining over the past month or two. The blogger Digital Shadow Technology 2024 stated on July 15 that the price of the Huawei Pura 70 Ultra is continually dropping. Initially priced at 9,999 yuan, many people found it too expensive, and it has indeed fallen in price. The speed and magnitude of the price drop of Huawei phones are surprising, even surpassing all other flagship phones. According to reports from Chinese media, many Huawei phone models are being discounted, and the speed of price reductions is relatively fast. For example, the Huawei Nova 12 Ultra, released just 6 months ago, is initially priced at 4,699 yuan, has been reduced to around 3,888 yuan, a drop of over 800 yuan. According to the latest report from the communications market research agency W14 to W26, in the second quarter of 2024, Vivo ranked first in the Chinese phone market with nearly 12 million activations, followed by Xiaomi with about 10.6 million. Apple ranked third with around 10.2 million activations, a 1.9 decline from the same period last year and nearly 400,000 fewer than the first quarter, maintaining its third place. Recently, Apple has unveiled many new technologies, especially in AI, which have beneficial effects. Notably, while Apple became the global leader in smartphone sales in 2023, its sales in the Chinese market declined. Huawei ranked fifth in the second quarter with around 9.9 million activations, falling from second place in the first quarter. Although this represents a 42% year-on-year growth, it is a decline of over 600,000 units from the first quarter, with their market share dropping below 15%. Huawei launched the Pura 70 series in April, with starting prices of over 5,000 yuan. Despite this, the high-end Pura 70 Ultra, priced at 10,000 yuan, has seen the rare occurrence of falling below its launch price. Reports indicate that in terms of camera performance systems, high-end phones from Xiaomi, Oppo, and Vivo introduced in the past 2 years are now comparable to Huawei's, meaning that Huawei phone priced at 5,000 yuan no longer offer better value for money than other brands at the same price point. Some have suggested avoiding purchasing Huawei phones altogether.
Guys, absolutely do not buy the Huawei phones, especially second-hand ones. If you buy a Huawei Mate series or P series phone and it shows the phone manager when you check electronic health, just throw that phone away. It's a scam. It's a monitoring device. I've already received 2 of these. Let me show you. This is before the upgrade, where checking electronic health would bring up the phone manager. This one is after the upgrade, and now it's account locked. Guys, you must be very careful when buying Huawei phones. As second-hand phone dealers, we also get scammed with these, and it's a headache. I hope you don't fall for these scams. Also, Huawei will always be a device for taking advantage of domestic consumers anyway. Today, the price of the X5 dropped by 1,500 yuan. How would you feel if you bought it at a premium before? Don't think you're getting a good deal now. Sorry, but in 2 months, the price will drop another 3,000 yuan.
This man warned people that Huawei phones might be used as surveillance tools, indicating potential privacy and security issues. He also mentioned the price adjustments of Huawei phones, stating that it is unfair to consumers when prices drop shortly after purchase. According to Voice of America, Huawei has faced US sanctions for several years due to its close ties with the Chinese government and military, severely impacting the company's performance. Bloomberg reported on May 7th that the US revoked Huawei's license to purchase semiconductor chips from Qualcomm and Intel. US House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Michael McCaul confirmed the government's decision in an interview. He stated that this move is crucial to prevent China from developing advanced artificial intelligence and to stop Intel and Qualcomm from selling any chips to Huawei. He said, "Those are 2 companies we've always worried about being a little too close to China." Previously, Huawei launched its first AI laptop, the MateBook X Pro, featuring Intel's new Core Ultra 9 processor. This sparked fierce criticism from Republican lawmakers who claimed it indicated that the US Commerce Department had approved Intel's sale of chips to Huawei. Senator Marco Rubio and Elise Stefanik wrote to Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo expressing that if the Commerce Department indeed approved this shipment, this will be unacceptable and a failure to enforce export controls against a blacklisted champion of the Chinese Communist Party. Earlier, Representative Mike Gallagher, chairman of the House Select Committee on the Strategic Competition between the US and China, stated on Reuters, "One of the greatest mysteries in Washington, D.C. is why the Department of Commerce continues to allow U.S. technology to be shipped to Huawei." Bloomberg disclosed that since 2022, Huawei has hosted a high-tech optics competition with prizes worth millions of dollars through an independent foundation in Washington, D.C. The high-valued prize attracted numerous of top American researchers, leading to hundreds of proposals from scientists worldwide. The foundation acted as a sponsor, successfully circumventing restrictions imposed by top US universities on their researchers from collaborating with Huawei. The competition was organized by the foundation under Optica, the American Optical Society. A non-public document cited by Bloomberg revealed that despite Huawei being the sole sponsor of the optics research competition, the foundation shall not be required to designate Huawei as the funding source or program sponsor of the competition. This indicates that despite various US government restrictions on Huawei, the company aims to maintain its leading position in international research. Bloomberg contacted several scholars participating in the competition and one competition judge, all of whom believed the funding came entirely from an American Optical Society Foundation, unaware of its ties to Huawei or other foreign entities. Fearing that the US federal government might cut off funding for security reasons, many universities in the US have recently required their researchers to sever ties with Huawei. The practice of having the competition organized by a foundation circumvent this restriction. Kevin Wolf, a partner at a Kin-Long firm specializing in export control, told Bloomberg that the foundation's secret funding arrangements likely did not violate U.S. Commerce Department regulations, which prohibit individuals and organizations from sharing technology with Huawei. Wolf explained that these regulations do not apply to the type of research solicited by the competition, which is the scientific research results. However, he noted that if Huawei were sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury Department, this activity might become illegal. Bloomberg cited James Mulvanon, an internationally renowned expert on Chinese espionage and military issues, saying that it is a bad look for a prestigious research foundation to be anonymously accepting money from a Chinese company that raises so many national security concerns for the US government. After Bloomberg reported on Huawei's secret funding on the project, Optica Foundation CEO Elizabeth Rogan announced that the foundation would no longer accept Huawei's funds to sponsor cutting-edge research competition at American universities. In a letter to Optica board, she stated that Huawei's funding has diverted attention from the program's mission to support early career professionals focused on our field of optics and photonics. Huawei will have no connection to the program moving forward. She added that Optica would return all funds donated by Huawei in 2024 and the previous 2 years. Recently, Huawei issued a promotional announcement hinting at a potential comeback. According to the Chinese state media Securities Times, on July 1st, Huawei announced a limited-time offer for the Huawei Ads Qiankun Intelligent Driving Advanced Featured Package. The standard one-time purchase price of the Ads Advanced Feature Package was 36,000 yuan, but it has been adjusted to 30,000 yuan, a reduction of 6,000 yuan. The offer is valid from July 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. The subscription prices for the Advanced Intelligent Driving Package, monthly and annual, remain unchanged at 720 yuan per month and 7,200 yuan per year, respectively. On June 21st, at the Huawei Developer Conference 2024 held in Dongguan, Guangdong, Huawei's executive director, Yu Chendong, announced that the developer beta testing of HarmonyOS next version operating system had officially started. Yu Chendong stated, Harmony has achieved significant breakthroughs. In 10 years, we have achieved what our peers in Europe and America have accomplished in over 30 years in developing the core technologies of an independent operating system. He mentioned that HarmonyOS Next has achieved full-stack self-research from the operating system kernel, file systems, programming languages, compiler, runtime, programming framework, design system, integrated development environment to the AI framework and large models. Market research company Counterpoint reported that in the first quarter of this year, HarmonyOS became the second largest operating system in China with a market share of almost 18%, surpassing Apple's iOS at 14.8%. Android remains a leader with a market share of 67.2%. However, industry experts believe that the biggest challenge for an operating system is not the technology but the ecosystem. The coverage and number of applications using HarmonyOS. Huawei's president of the Consumer BG software department, Gong Ti, stated, if the ecosystem succeeds, so will Harmony. Chinese economics affairs expert and professor at University of South Carolina Aiken School of Business, Xie Tian, told Voice of America that although Huawei has not been slaughtered by the US government, it is barely surviving. He emphasized that Huawei's current position is due to support from the Chinese government. Professor Xie said Huawei won't die because it has the support of the Chinese government and military. He explained that without US sanctions, Huawei's phones might have dominated the global market. Huawei has indeed been knocked down, but won't die because the Chinese government won't let it die. If Huawei were to collapse, there would be no one to handle military's communication systems. Xie stated that Huawei helped the military build communication systems, but relies on civilian products to sustain its military products. This is because military products are not profitable. The Chinese government forces civil servants, state-owned enterprises, and people to buy Huawei products, ensuring a strong domestic market share. Additionally, Huawei may also have a market presence in Africa and Southeast Asian countries. Professor Xie pointed out that beside the fact that the Chinese government is supportive in preventing Huawei's collapse, what the US government is implementing is also inadequate. When imposing sanctions, the US treated Huawei, ZTE, and other Chinese companies as independent entities. However, many Chinese companies, especially large state-owned or secretly controlled by the Chinese Communist Party like Huawei, are not genuinely private companies but are military-controlled with intricate connections to other enterprises. Therefore, sanctions on one or two companies do not prevent other unsanctioned companies from importing US chips and transferring them to Huawei. An economist at the Maryland-based Institute for the Informatics and Strategies Institution named Li Henqing noted that China's development strategy over the past 3 to 4 decades has involved taking shortcuts from copying others' intellectual property to forcing foreign companies to transfer technology in exchange for market access and later stealing foreign intellectual property. They even created a 1,000 talent plan to poach overseas talent by offering higher salaries than in the US. The Chinese government's full support of Huawei is the fundamental reason why Huawei has survived.